Serenity Funeral Home. We are a family-owned and operated funeral home where we offer complete personalized funeral services, leading our community in funeral and cremation services. Make an appointment for your pre-need and at-need arrangements by calling us at 702-647-0123. Once again, that number is 702-647-0123. Serenity Funeral Home, caring for your loved ones as if they're our own.
Chico Sticks, Pickles, Jolly Ranchers, Mary Jane's, Pop Rocks, Lemon Heads. Should I go on? Bitter Honey, Freeze Cups, Candy Cigarettes. Listen, how about you make your way down to the modern day Candy Lady and see all of this and more? Satisfy that sweet tooth Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Sight and Sound Candy and more. Follow us on IG at Sight and Sound Candy and on Facebook at Sight and Sound Candy. We are located at 1000 North Martin Luther King on the corner of Washington and MLK. Give us a call, 702-648-4444. Again, that number, 702-648-4444. Thank you.
Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Welcome to Let the Ball Bounce. This your host, Trey Bailey.
It's your man, Goose Thomas. What to do, people?
Mr. Bill Blockham Logan in the building today. Hey, and we got Sherm in the building, man.
Oh, boy.
And they part of the good guys, man.
Oh, yeah.
The good guys do exist, man. We out here, man. We appreciate everybody supporting the Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio crew. Every Saturday, 2 p.m. Pacific Coast time, man, we are here to give you guys the best of Sports Talk Radio. Please download the Gorilla Cross app on your phone. Seriously. And listen and watch the Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio. Go to YouTube and watch Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio. Go to IG and follow Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio. Go to Twitter, and that's with one T. Go there, man, and leave us a comment. Or email us at lettheballbounce@gmail.com. And if you want to be a sponsor of the show, like Serenity Funeral Home and Sight and Sound's 1 year anniversary today, Candy and More, go over and support
1 year, man.
your black-owned candy store and more.
It's popping over there right now, man.
Yeah.
If y'all want to, man, drive by. No, not if you want to. Do it.
Is Keith Sweat going to be out there?
No, I don't keep Sweat coming through.
What about Danny DeVito?
No.
Because, you know, sometimes... Okay, what about Denzel? Denzel going to be out there?
No, Denzel.
Okay. Jay-Z, Kanye, The Game.
Sorry to break y'all heart, man.
Because it just seems like we don't go and support nothing unless they like big name or, you know, or a superstar or something.
Yeah.
Just go support.
Just go support, man.
It don't cost nothing, but you willing to go out and spend all your hard-earned edges money on a new outfit. Because it's a whole lot of y'all with new outfits and same old edges.
Horrific edges, bro. Mine on fleek.
Forcing baby hair. That's what they do.
Absolutely forcing it. Do you understand me?
Baby hair.
Do you understand me? Forcing it. Man, just let it go, man.
And they try to curl it. Yeah.
Got the little
I'm forcing the baby hair, man.
Got the Gorilla Glue.
How you 40 years old and got baby hair?
No, not Gorilla Glue, fam.
How you 40 years old and got baby hair? You don't. Stop.
You don't.
I don't know a lot of 50-year-olds with baby hair still. If so, you have a chromosome disease.
Wowzers.
Like, yeah, man, I'm 45, but my edges are 6 months. Boy, what?
6 months?
6 months! Look, ladies, and we ain't gonna just go hard on you. All you fellas out there who wearing gray sweatpants know damn well you shouldn't have bought gray.
Why? I got like a whole section in my closet.
Well, that's your confidence. But everybody don't deserve gray sweatpants. Like, I can't talk about your confidence. That's your confidence. But some of y'all
But
at
I
home,
wasn't there when you gained that confidence, so I can't speak on it.
some of y'all, how you like the way I was quick with it though? You ain't gonna catch me, little homie. Look, some of y'all out there buying gray sweatpants trying to free Willie, man. Somebody just stop it. It's a whole lot of fraudulent things going on. And let me tell you what I do hate. I hate when people say, well, on Sports Center they said, well, on Fox Sports they said, well, on ESPN2 they said. Look, Let the Ball Bounce says all you have to do is share our live feed once. And we will change your life.
Yeah.
You got to give in order to get.
Some people don't want their lives changed.
Nah, man.
Well, you know, some of us wake up and, you know,
Same old.
feel why is it that I get so close to not being able to get over the hump? That comes with serious evaluation, man. So we appreciate. Look, we ain't trying to preach, but we will.
We don't have to try.
We don't.
Just naturally
It
happens.
just happens. You know, we all don't agree on everything. We're gonna talk about it today too, because we all don't agree with KD being the GOAT of USA basketball. I know some of us in here don't agree with that. We're gonna talk about it.
We just talked about that last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, it's trending heavy now for some reason. You know, everybody.
It was just trending that way a few weeks ago when Giannis did what he did in the finals. Some was trying to call him the best player in the world at the time.
It's between
So it moves.
It's between those two.
So there's a lot of
That's fair.
There's a lot of goalpost moving. We're gonna talk about that in sports. We're gonna talk about USA. We're definitely gonna talk about baseball. And since I'm on a nice little high right now, I just left the office. I was watching some Yankees, and we won 5 out of 6. We're on a nice 5-game winning streak, and they said ever since July we've been a completely different team. You know, we are in the hunt for a wild card, but you know, with the amount of money that we spend, and we all know Yankees spend a lot of money. It just really just. I mean, we go after the big hitter all day, but do we go really hard
It's been
after?
that way, though. It's been that way. With the
Yeah, it's been
Yankees,
that way.
though.
So
I like how the Dodgers have veterinized.
Upgraded your pitching
Their
staff.
pitching,
Definitely.
Yeah.
their pitching staff.
Okay.
Definitely upgraded it.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's good. So we
With some
got
prospects.
got some baseball to talk about. Hey man, how you guys liking the weather? I mean, there is a crazy type of looming Gotham City
like a
type of
cloud of
vibe,
dust.
cloud of dust, like
Yeah, it's
you
a little
know.
weird.
That California fire smoke we get
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
year about this
Yeah.
time.
Looks
Man,
like the
you couldn't see
Thunderdome
You
outside.
couldn't see east or west. You couldn't see the mountains at all.
Look, Californians are bringing everything with them, including they smog, to Vegas now.
Oh, we going
They-
in
they-
on Cali.
They wake up and be like, "What's wrong? What's the problem?
Yeah. What y'all on?
What you complaining about? You couldn't even see 100 yards outside."
Yeah, it looked like that Arizona dust storm.
Mm-hmm.
But you really can't see in that. Have you ever driven in that? Ever driven in that?
We had one here once. And that's the only
Talking
time I've
about
seen
in Arizona.
No, I haven't seen the
my
Arizona
God.
one, but we had
it's
one
bad,
here.
bro.
That was bad. So Arizona got to be
It's
worse.
terrible. It's terrible. It really looks like Independence Day. It's bad.
Y'all want to hear something crazy? So you know the weather's been kind of bad, right? And some of you know that, me and the family, we got another property, right? Got another property. So we go to the property, and the pool is overflowed, and there's about this much water that's just on top of the deck area. It's like, so something happened with the pool system and whatever. And then I go into the look at the front of the house, the big tree in front of the house, branches broke off. I mean, the front yard looks a mess. I'm like, I hope I don't get a letter already. I hadn't been over here in about a week. See, I got to keep going over there every week, bruh.
That's what
I'm spending more money in landscaping every month than I do than actually living there.
You're gonna have to get those branches cut
So
before they fall into your neighbor's house.
I talked to them about that, and they're actually gonna do that next week. I was like, just do it. You know, I was trying to save money. So I'm here to let y'all know, man. When you invest in something, it's gonna take money to take care of it.
Yes, it is.
You know, that's just, you know, dropping a little jewel. I mean, it ain't hard. You know, it ain't hard to see, but you know, you got to take care. I'm like, I want to get some new shoes, man. I thought I was gonna get a pair of new shoes this week. It just didn't happen.
Yeah, I did too.
So we appreciate y'all, man. We just sharing a little bit of our lives with you, man.
Go down to Kenny Shoes and
Kenny's.
Oh, no, bro.
I'm done.
You didn't just say
Bruh, are we going in now?
You didn't.
Are
Or
we starting?
Zodi's.
Are we
Vegas Shoe
start-
Plus looking.
Go to Zodi's.
Vegas?
Discount mall.
Come on, man.
Shoe wrapped in plastic.
Well, why you get your shoes in the back of J&J Beepers then? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
hey,
Them joints?
Damn. What are
The
those?
Superman 11s.
right.
What's them J's though? They J's?
Nah, man, you know the J's are at home on the shelf.
What are those?
I don't know. They comfortable.
They look like they made out of corduroy.
Yeah,
Them
but they
the
comfortable.
old N1s.
No, these the running
Then
shoes.
the and twos.
With your LA gear.
He's like LA Gear. These do kind of look like the old LA Gear joints though.
Oh man, y'all have no idea before the show and after the show
God.
what we be going
Oh
through.
my goodness, bro.
I like your
We
joints.
talk
though.
about running them.
The man with the yellow hat looking boy.
Honey Dijon mustard. That's exactly why I got them. So
They
they look
so
like
hard,
Honey
though.
Dijons right there. Let me
man.
go
Got
and
the Honey
scoop
D.
up.
Jones right there, man.
Scoop up the Honey Dijons real quick. Them
Yeah.
Grey Poupon joints.
Let me get them
Man.
lemonades.
one time.
Period.
We get them lemonades.
Get them hot dog on the sticks.
Right.
Real quick.
Look, man, we love y'all, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Hopefully you guys are being safe out there. We're still dealing with the a new strand, like I say every week of COVID. Last week it was Delta. I think it's Southwest this week. It's another strand that's out there.
Heard it was Spirit. You know that got to be the worst of them.
Yeah, well, that hadn't even been thrown out there yet. They threw Delta though.
Spirit.
Interesting. So we want you guys to be safe. And those of you who are vaccinated, keep your damn mask on.
Yeah, my homeboy dealing
Facts.
with it right now. With that Delta variant. I talked to him 2 days ago, and he was like, "Feel like I'm breathing through a straw."
Yeah.
Right now. So, yeah, man.
It's-
Everybody get affected differently, based on your composition.
Yeah, I mean, it's real. Nobody's
Definitely a
disputing
real thing.
that it's real. It's just, all of the experts,
How can something with a 99%?
but it's not FDA. You know what?
How can
I'm
something
just-
with a 99% survival rate be so dangerous?
Well, because it's 8 billion people on the earth, so that 0.1% is.
But if you don't
a
die
big
of that,
number.
you're gonna die of a heart attack. You're gonna die. Of,
Well, Sherm, how you know it's 8
Something.
billion? You count it, or you going off of somebody else's statistics?
Yeah, statistics, man. I'm a numbers guy. It's 8 billion people in this.
Well,
on
I
this
can't.
earth.
I can't necessarily say that I agree with that because I haven't personally.
Count it.
I haven't personally counted 8 billion people.
That's tough, bro.
But I'll take your word for it. I mean, if this, I guess if enough people see it or say it, it's true, right? Is that how everything works in life? If enough people see it, and
Sherm's right. It's about 8 billion people on Earth, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, are you surprised?
Did you-
7.8
Ain't I always right?
billion people.
I'm always right.
I wasn't sure of the exact number, so I had to had to go ahead and look that thing up.
But
7.8 billion. people.
Sure, have you counted, or what makes that so credible to you?
What the numbers?
Wherever you searched it and got the information, what makes their source and their information more credible to you
Well, it's Census Bureau. Now, to be honest with you, we know it's probably more people than that because there's a lot of people who are unregistered, uncensored. But
So that's not accurate.
well, it's the most accurate. It's the most
Those are the
accurate.
documented people.
Correct. Unless you want to just get a booth and just start counting folks as they just come through and spend the rest of your
Then
life.
again,
doing
I
that.
say, how can something with a 99% survival rate be so dangerous?
Again, it's for me. This is on my own personal opinion. It's the ease of contracting it, because, like I said, the numbers are 8 billion. So if a 1% of 8 billion is 80 million people. So,
Okay. So let me
that's
tell
a
you-
lot of people who gon' catch it.
So let me ask you this question. So our allies, there's an untold, unspoken conversation that goes on that says, hey, the ghetto is the inner city is the worst place. The statistics of this and statistics of that, and you can't even walk a block or two without getting murdered or killed, and their percentage rate is up and high. Do we necessarily think that's true? Or is that just a narrative? Because we live it. Is that true? Can you walk a block without getting killed in the hood? Or are you afraid to walk a block on MLK because you think you're going to get killed?
Look, man, I've seen white folks walking down MLK. Sherman's not. I've seen plenty, bro.
We all can.
What I'm saying is, do you believe the statistics and everything that surrounds where we grew up and come up? Do you believe
No,
that?
I don't.
Not
No.
at all. Not at all.
They're cautionary tales. So it's like weather. We have a 40% chance of rain. So it's a preparation that you have in place.
So you should be prepped before you walk through the hood.
I think we all kind of did. I mean, we see us growing up in the same neighborhood. We lived it, so we lived that every day. So we
knew
knew
what to expect.
Right. Just like where y'all grew up, because I grew up on the other block. Where y'all grew up, you weren't going outside with no red on. Not where y'all lived. And where I lived was all black and blue. Where y'all lived was more, let's say, blue.
Yes.
Right? Where I would live was ABM, black and blue, right? But it still was no red over there in either neighborhood, right?
Right.
And if you did, then there could be a problem. So everything is just cautionary.
Red wasn't far.
No, it sure wasn't. That's
oh, no,
why we
it was
it was-
right there.
Right.
Right there.
Shout out to the Lucky Club.
That part, hood daddies.
Right.
Hood.
But it's all just cautionary tale, right? Because I know people who've gotten vaccinated, then got COVID. I know people who haven't been vaccinated at all, never got COVID. It's the same thing when you buy one of those condom boxes, and it says this is protection, but it is not 100% cure for, or you can still contract a
what
disease.
box?
You actually read the box?
Oh no, hold on. A what box?
I think they call condom. I wouldn't. I mean,
You said a
that's the-
condom box,
yeah,
right?
a condom box.
I ain't seen one of them since the 80s.
I'm saying, but they don't cure all diseases, or they don't prevent them all. Am I correct?
Well, ask the 500 million babies that were born because of condoms. I mean, what are we talking about here?
So there's no foolproof of anything, whether they give you the warnings or anything. There's no foolproof to anything, right? They're just
But you're
cautionary tale.
more likely to go with the masses on believing stuff.
That's why I don't like watching the news, man, because they essentially tell
Everybody
you
else doing it.
how to
Everything-
live your life, and I'm not down with that.
If you watch the news, if you watch every news agency, even the national news, they lead off every news episode with the COVID-19 situation.
So stop watching the news. Just watch Let the Ball Bounce. How about that?
But what I'm saying is, for people who watch the news, because I don't watch the news.
Essentially, that's what I say.
Because I don't watch the
Let the Ball
news.
Bounce.
I don't watch the news like that. But what I'm saying is, the people that watch the news every day, what do you think that's doing to their psyche and their mindset? It's keeping them
at bay.
You know,
I don't even know if
in
them
this
scared.
in this fear box about catching it or being around people with it and all of that.
Just live your life, man. It was the same with
now-
9/11.
yeah.
When 9/11 went down, and everybody, we was at yellow alert, we was at red alert, we was never at green.
And now it's
Why
the vaccine.
we was never at full go. Wow.
And now it's the vaccine and how people are losing their jobs, how they're trying to not force you, but if you don't take it, you're gonna lose your job. So it's a force. So that's another part of it, to where now they're trying to force everybody to take it.
Nobody on this show is saying that COVID-19 doesn't exist. I don't think
Definitely real.
none of us ever said that. But, you know, when it comes to your rights as a human being, you know, you should have the ultimate say-so on how and what you put into your body.
Yep.
You know, what you spend your money on, whether it's food, alcohol, drugs, you know, even if you're on medication, that's a drug. You know, I think you should have something to say, and I don't think that
They're starting to take that out of your hands, though.
No.
In different places, they're starting to take it out your hand, and I say by the end of this year, it's going to be surprising what they start telling.
mandatory to do certain things. Like if you like this, like if you want your driver's license at 16, you have to be vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Putting it on a driver's license now.
Yeah.
Now, you know.
I don't know. It's weird because I think growing up, to enter public school, you had to be vaccinated with certain vaccines. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's a difference from that to this. I know growing up, you know, got shots and stuff like that. That was just the thing to do. I don't know if
The
being an
thing
adult,
to do.
right?
Yeah. It was. And I often
Say,
think about that.
hold on.
Often think
Say that one more time.
Yeah, but that was
The
for all of us, though,
thing
right? For
to
public
do.
school,
it was. We had to do it.
we all had to do it.
No, you not going.
Yeah.
But we never, nor did our parents. Of course, we too young to question it, but our parents never questioned it.
Right.
Why is it that my mom and my aunts and uncles, they say, tell them you're allergic to penicillin? What was that whole thing about? And so I tell the hospital now when my kids go, yeah, they allergic to penicillin. Like it's just the thing to say. It's a thing to do because we've just been doing it without questioning it. Why?
And maybe they did. We don't know because we were too young to really know. I mean, when you were a kid, you knew, okay, at age 5, I got to get these shots.
Did you get penicillin shots?
I don't know. I don't know what shots I got as a kid.
Have they asked you, like, you ever take your kids for checkups and stuff? They ask what they're allergic to as far as shots. Do you ever tell them penicillin?
Mm-mm. I never
Interesting.
said that.
What about you? You ever said that, Goose? I mean, Bill. Interesting.
I never said it.
But we all go get our kids shots, and I know some people who've never gotten their kids vaccinated for anything, measles, mumps, chicken pox, or anything like that either. I don't know what that process is. I don't know if
Chicken pox isn't. I haven't heard anybody get chicken pox.
Not
anymore.
like, you know.
because you get vaccinated for it. Part of the shots of the vaccines that your kids get is to eradicate
Well, what
chicken
about
pox.
the adults? Because I don't get shots.
That's
Why I don't get chicken pox?
Did you get the shot when
you
you
got
were
the shots
young?
When I
you were
was
young.
younger,
Yeah,
so
that's
it
what
just
we said.
lasts forever.
So
one shot lasts forever.
I guess.
so again.
I've
These
never,
are
so I've,
why
never
are-
had it. I've never had it.
So why are people with the COVID-19 are going on like their 4th shot? If you've taken the COVID
Well,
shot
but not-
first, it was 2 shots. Now, if you're taking it
But-
again,
you got to think about it. When we were kids, from baby up to what, 15, 16, you got shots almost every other year. We kind of forget about that. We got shots repeatedly up into our teenage years. And all those were to eradicate different diseases, from polio to chickenpox.
So not getting shots anymore as adults and being up on your vaccinations has caused the spread of the COVID. That's what I'm getting.
No.
No.
I wouldn't say that.
It contributes.
I mean,
what percentage does it contribute?
When you were in school, you had a series of shots you had to get to go to school. So you got all those shots, you were good. As an adult, you're not subject to get any vaccinations because you got all the vaccinations that you needed in school. Now, the flu vaccine has been out for a long time.
I ain't touched
A lot of people's like, man, I'm not touching that. I don't want that.
Okay, and Justin
And I
Harden
don't
said
want that.
that shingles is the adult form of chickenpox.
My pops
And I-
got shingles.
Yeah.
My pops had shingles.
I see commercials about shingles, so I don't know that much about them though.
Yeah, it's the adult version of chickenpox.
Okay. Shingles.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, this.
I know I had them all in my eyes, around my eyes.
Man, chickenpox,
Yes, bro.
bruh,
It was bad.
it was bad.
It was bad,
I had
man.
to stay at my auntie house.
I was at my granny house on down there.
Soaked me in that calamine lotion.
I
I was
an
watching
adult.
all the gangsters being gangsters. I was in the house.
I was an adult when I got chickenpox. I was like 21, 22. Yeah, I got it late.
Wow, bro. Yeah, it's
I never had it. I had the mumps.
You got the mumps?
Yes.
I heard that was bad.
Yeah.
You was looking like the elephant man.
No, there's little swollen glands up under here. That's all.
Well, I'm gonna go
But
get
that's
it.
the only childhood little disease that I've ever had.
Well,
I had chickenpox,
I'm gonna tell you now.
measles.
The
never
next,
had none of that.
the next shot that I take will be the shot that stops that young wood daddy from rising every morning. I bet you I go get that shot in a heartbeat.
All right.
And most of y'all watching this thread would too. So stop it.
No, for what? Then you can't. Then you won't have little wood daddy when you need him.
Why you talking about my wood? Why I can't talk about my own? Why this man talking about my wood? Bruh. Bruh, let me talk about my shit. You just listen. I don't need you to comment. You see what Goose did? He put his head down like, here we go.
Goose always put his head down.
like what else is left?
Come on, man.
Like what else? What else you gonna do? You know what I mean? Shit.
People will take
What else you got left?
tattoo looking boy.
Oh, they ain't gonna get it though. They ain't
else
gonna
you got
get
left?
it.
That they don't need to get it. It's for us.
That is horrible.
Look,
bro.
the Jeep and everything. Here you come. Here you
That
come.
is horrible, bro.
That dude huge in the back.
Look at
Ricardo
this, bro.
Monteblano.
Boy, that boy head so big.
That dude head's huge.
That was Manny Pacquiao, wasn't it?
Yeah, that boy head so big.
Think you're racist. That's racist.
They're about to cancel
Low
us.
key.
No, they will cancel you.
You get the censor sticker, bro.
Not me. Mine was still, it was borderline.
So the dangle in the toes.
Bruh, he was dangling his feet. Like this, like Kevin Hart do in the pool. Just feet on top of the water, almost in there. That's why I said his toes. The whole foot don't go in the water. His feet, his legs that tiny.
Oh boy.
Let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio, man. Your guy Dre Bailey,
Man, Goose Thomas.
Bill Blockham, Logan Sherm in the building.
Oh, why they died?
Boy, you look how red he is. Alien in the cupboard. Look at boy.
Oh man, y'all don't know how funny that is, boy. He said why he diving? He over there got his toes.
His toes like this. Look at my feet. Hey, speaking of the Olympics, man.
Yeah.
The USA won gold,
Yes, they did.
and KD
Yep.
played. What was the word you used? Unworldly,
It was
worldly,
otherworldly, bro.
otherworldly. Just
was phenomenal.
Doing his thing. And they win the gold. But a lot of chatter has been right before all of this. There was a lot of people saying, they were just, unsure of the makeup of the team and if KD was going to be able to lead this team. And all of that was discussed. And people said certain things. I said that they were worthy enough for bronze. That's still giving them a medal.
I looked at the squad, and based on FIBA play, it just didn't look good. It's that simple. We saw them lose to France a couple of weeks ago. They made mincemeat of Iran, but who didn't? They come back, they beat Australia pretty handily. Was actually down in that game, came back. I think they ended up winning about 15. So they adjusted, got that done, and then you play France again in the gold medal game. KD comes out, just scorching, because nobody else could seemingly make a shot. They were 0 for 8 from 3, I believe, before they actually made one. Again, KD on fire. You got, Jason Tatum making shots. You got Devin Booker making shots. But they could never pull away. And it seems like they were getting caught up on those switches like every time down court. And Rudy Gobert would just dive to the bucket and they just throw it to him. Now, they overcame it because France couldn't make free throws.
Free throws came down. It came
down to free throws. Because based on what Kevin Durant did with another 30, his third straight, well, it wasn't quite 30, it was 29, but we'll call it 30.
29.
We'll call it 30 for the sake of the conversation. That's his third straight 30-point game in a gold medal game.
It's actually he had 29. I'm not going to give him 30.
Okay. All right.
I'm just messing with you.
All right.
If he brushed his hair, I give him 30.
All right. Yeah.
I'm just messing with
that's
y'all.
Fair.
Man.
I think that's fair.
I'm just messing with y'all, man.
Give him some Dax. I think that's fair.
Third straight 30-point game.
If KD doesn't do what he did, Team USA is going home losers. Silver
Is
medalist.
KD the best USA Olympic basketball player ever?
I'll still stick by my answer and say yeah.
Yes.
Is ever? Are we finished with ever?
We're not finished with ever, but ever's up to this point.
Thus far up to this point.
Okay.
But
you say yeah too.
What about dudes who never lost?
Never
in
lost
in Olympic play.
Never lost.
Like, such as, because he hasn't in Olympic play either.
Yes, he did. He lost to France.
You mean an exhibition game?
No,
You mean-
they lost in the first round.
I get it,
Yes.
but they just beat France for the gold. That's like saying okay, so you lost week one, but
I saw
then
an article where it says Kobe was 36-0 in Olympic play. That's Kobe now.
Mhm.
He might not have scored as many points.
Do you think he could have?
But you can't tell me he wasn't one of the most important players on those teams that he played on.
I don't think anyone is doubting that. But when you're talking about the best and you stack up all the accolades, it's KD, Carmelo, Kobe, and throw out whoever else you want in that mix.
I'll throw David Robinson in there in that conversation. He has some stellar performances. He did.
How many more points does he have over Carmelo that he just beat? Because I know Carmelo
And one less Olympics also.
I mean,
one less Olympic appearance. That was only his third Olympic appearance.
right. He passed him 4 games ago?
Yeah. I think he has
100 points.
Yeah, he's like over 400 points in Olympic play now, right?
I get it that some people, and I'm not saying anybody here, I get it that people don't like him because he left OKC to go to Golden
Now,
State.
this is what I'm asking.
no.
Who is saying that they don't like KD?
And I've been a
He
KD
prefaced his
defender.
comment, y'all.
I've been a KD defender since he left OKC.
And
that has nothing to do with it. But to say he's the greatest Olympian of all time basketball player, man,
then,
just because he scored a lot of points.
I mean, okay, so what do you? What is your goal? I mean, what puts you? Yeah, because you got to the criteria of what
One
it is.
of the best.
But what's your criteria to even define the best?
What he's done.
But anybody,
And other players probably haven't scored as many points, but
or won as many gold.
I mean, Kobe how many Kobe has? He has 2.
Kobe got 2.
And KD has what?
3.
3.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is you look at the entire resume, right? So if you're saying Kobe, and I know you had mentioned Jordan at one point as well too.
I mentioned Jordan.
Okay, and then so you got two golds, which is great because that was what they were available to play in at that time, right? Because Jordan could have played in the '96, but he didn't.
Yeah.
But as far as availability, because the Olympics only come every 4 years, that may overgo your prime. But KD has been in 3 of them, and he's won them, and he's been the best player in each of them, and has been leading and scoring. So all the criteria you can think of, he hits. Not 1 or 2 of the criteria, but he's hitting all the criteria. At a certain point, for me, you just got to give it up to him because before this Olympics, I thought it was still Carmelo.
That's what I thought.
The best ever.
That's what I thought.
In Olympic play, and again, we cloud a lot of stuff because we want to lump NBA and all that type of stuff.
And
I think
that's where the confusion is. We're lumping NBA careers into Olympic careers now. I think that's what's happening. It's happening subconsciously though. It's not part of the conversation. It's being lumped in through your conscience, and people just don't realize it.
And with Carmelo, he was doing it with a lot of other superstars on the team.
Sure.
KD really is the only superstar on this team. So that's why maybe KD did it in less time because Carmelo was doing that with LeBron there, with Kobe there, with D Wade there.
Right.
Like there was those teams were stacked.
What the past two Olympics before this one, he was with all of those guys, KD.
And those teams, even the teams that Jordan played on, it was a more spread out scoring effort from those superstars than
it was.
We can see today.
I always go back to this, and we said this last week. The competition level, you can't dismiss competition level, right? Because we talk about the dream team, but we also couldn't even name 5 other international players
at that time.
We couldn't even name 5 international players.
I think the word player. I think the word player, when you say the greatest USA basketball player versus score, I think the words player and score, people are, separating. You have a definition for player, you have one for score, and a lot of people are going to say he's the best scorer, not necessarily the best player. Is there a difference?
There is,
but when you're talking about the stage, again, we got to go to criteria now because at the end of the day, the object is always to put the ball in the bucket, right? But I don't think enough people pay attention to FIBA and FIBA rules because they're totally different from the National Basketball Association. Not even close. So to be able to judge somebody off of FIBA rules, versus the NBA and be able to keep it at FIBA, I think is the problem that is arising. We're not able to differentiate. But at that point, I believe you just go off the eye test. What have you seen physically from guys? What have you seen? Have you seen anybody dominate from us from a standpoint that Kevin Durant has dominated 3 straight Olympics? Have we seen that?
Up until a week ago, yeah, Carmelo.
Right. So, with that being said,
but see, in my head, I was like, these dudes are the best score like best scorers. Like their point margin is just gonna be. They just can't be stopped even in FIBA play.
Right.
You know, they know how to adjust in FIBA play.
Right.
But it's just hard for me to say the best player because I've seen, and I'm a Michael Jordan guy, and I'm a kind of, I'm gonna throw that in here. When I seen MJ play, and not that KD doesn't play defense at all. I'm not saying that at all. But some things that I seen with Michael Jordan was he would go over there and make it his mission to lock someone absolutely down while giving you the business on offense when he could have easily been the biggest star on that 92 team.
He was. He
But
was.
what I'm saying is he took a back seat. He took a back seat for the greater good of the team. So I didn't get it. I don't think that we got a chance to actually see Michael Jordan at his, if he was just, they just said, you know what, this your team, we gonna just do all, we gonna go all through you, everything through you.
I think too, though, you looking at the best 11, and I'm not gonna count Christian Laettner. You're looking at the best 11 play. I'm not gonna do it.
I mean,
You're looking at the best.
league.
He did, but I'm not.
He hit that shot on UNLV.
Should have been Shaq. But anyway, we're looking at the best 11 guys possible that could have been assembled at that time. Right? Even Brokeback Larry. We looking at the best 11 guys that could have been assembled at that time.
So Larry shouldn't have really made that team. But go ahead.
Yeah. Conversation for another day that we've had.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at that, and I just can't get this off of my mind. Chuck Daly, and this is kind of off subject. Chuck Daly, being the head coach of that team, right? Rest in peace, Chuck Daly. Had a chance to pick his own point guard and didn't.
I disagree.
I don't believe that.
We've had this discussion.
Why
because the stories are that Jordan said it's him or me.
Yeah, exactly. And he chose Michael Jordan over his own point guard.
We all would have.
So to say he didn't have a chance is not true. He did.
I don't
he
think-
just chose Michael Jordan, which was the right choice.
Right, that was the right choice.
Absolutely.
That was the right choice. But
You think the choice was solely his?
I mean, he was in the room.
it was
He'd have been influential.
A voice.
He would have been a voice.
A voice.
Yeah.
but it was
they wouldn't.
this for that.
So through all Jordan's denials, y'all still believe that?
Man, look. Man, look.
We talking about Jordan denials.
Jordan
denied it.
Jordan denied
What you mean? What you mean he's denied? He denied it. He denied it when Bob Costas asked him, and he denied it.
Man.
That's what he said, right? So what, you gonna go to his house and make him deny it?
Y'all gonna force him to say he did say he didn't want Isaiah on the team?
Let's say Scotty. Scotty said, I can't speak
Scotty
for Mike.
didn't want him.
I
but
can't speak for Mike.
But Scotty don't have the same clout that
But I
Michael
wasn't
has.
going.
Sure don't.
And if Scotty wasn't going, you think MJ was going?
No. I'm not gonna speculate that.
Because Jordan also
I'm
said
just gonna go off
because
what
Jordan said he ain't
said.
playing without Scotty.
I wasn't there.
I'm just going off what Jordan said. I have nothing
Really, you
to
weren't
do.
there?
I didn't tell him. I didn't say I would not play
That's what
if
he
I
said?
Yeah, he said that.
That's
He
what he
denied
said.
it.
The man did say it though.
Now, people can believe that's a lie or whatever, but I mean that's
man.
on you.
It's
So my question
It's
is,
MJ.
would this team have beat Angola? The team that won last night, would they have beat Angola?
Back the Angola back in the day?
Yeah.
Right.
Bruh.
They ain't
Stop
going
it.
now.
I think they beat him
Angola
by
even
the
form a
same
team?
amount of points.
We would beat Angola.
Exactly.
That's right
Actually,
here.
we wouldn't.
We would.
I'm gonna be 1,000.
I bet we would.
How many points you getting?
25.
You lying.
You ever see my 3-point shot?
I don't need to see it. I seen you walk from here to the bathroom. It ain't there.
You ever see my
Steven
3-point
Senior,
shot?
he's getting 25?
25.
He said, I see you walk from here to the bathroom. You ain't get 25.
Oh, he said that man had a Steven Senior moment.
Man.
So he gonna be the leading scorer.
maybe 20.
Oh, yeah, he's the lead scorer for
He
sure.
the lead scorer, 'cause
We're
all I
running
can give
through
you is
Quan.
12.
We're running through Quan.
Hey, that pick and pop is lethal,
We're
right?
running
me
the
that three.
offense through
And
Bob
I can
Sura.
shoot that thing too. And I can
Bob
shoot that
Sura.
thing too.
Hey, Bob
Bob
We're
Sura
Sura
running
was
it
a
through Bob
slasher.
Sura.
I like Bob
Look, I
Sura.
love Bob, man.
That was my guy.
Straight up.
I used to use Rex Chapman in NBA Live 95
Yes,
because you
yes.
couldn't create your own player yet.
Right, right.
So you had to find the guy that looked
Yeah,
most likely.
yeah, there you go.
So it was Rex Chapman.
There you go.
they gave
When
him-
they used to
Ferris
jump at the
called
free
you
throw
Yoing.
line, they used to jump at the free throw line.
Melissa called you Magic Quanson.
Magic
Do not YouTube Magic Quanson. You might.
Wow.
Magic Quanson.
Tough.
You've never seen Magic Quanson?
Wow.
We might have to pull that up before the end of the show.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we would not beat Angola.
But this team would have.
Yeah.
We can pick some cats
Sure
from
they would
Vegas that'll beat Angola. We'll pick some cats right
But
now.
you can tell this
That
team
Angola team.
this team is not on the level of the 92 team because
Angola
they had problems scoring at times.
against better competition.
Better competition. They were missing wide open shots.
well, this is the thing.
Like last night, they were missing wide open shots.
These weren't the best. That weren't the best 12 we could have sent either.
Right.
Why
So-
isn't the best 12
That's a
going?
that's a damn good question, Dre.
Why isn't Steph Curry saying, you know what, I want to go?
Damn good question, Dre. It's a
just
damn
saying.
good question, man.
Why? Look at this dude.
Oh my God, bro. Really,
Samuel
bro?
L. Jackson.
Are you serious, bro?
I'm here with Shaq.
I'm done.
This is real.
That's real.
Oh boy,
It's a real thing, bro.
I think that should be your outfit. Forever. Forever, ever?
Wow,
He had that Weird Al Yankovic look.
man.
So, Bill said they was missing a lot of shots, though, man.
They were.
They missed their first 8 threes.
They were.
The United States should have lost last night.
They had problems scoring.
They had real trouble scoring last night, bro.
That 92 team with Jordan,
No
even
trouble
though
at all.
that their scoring opportunities were spread out,
Yeah.
they was giving people 100 and more every
Of
night.
course,
Look,
they were
Chuck-
playing with the Pearson Center All-Stars.
No,
Chuck
they
Daly,
actually
Some of
wasn't.
those
Chuck
teams,
Daly-
some of those
Stop it.
teams weren't that bad.
Look, Chuck
They
Daly
were
put
not.
a new starting lineup out there every night.
Every night.
There was no competition back then. We know that.
Every night
no,
they put a new starting lineup
no,
out there.
that team was just better than the world.
Because the world wasn't good.
What
Look,
you mean?
Patty Mills,
Right.
the Spurs, Patty Mills,
Right.
would have been the best international player back in '92.
Oh, no
Am I
doubt about
kidding? Am I?
out of him and Sabonis.
Right.
He
And
did
Sabonis was old at that point.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we couldn't even name 5 international players, but yet nowadays,
Luka definitely would've.
the last 3 NBA MVPs have been international players.
Yeah.
The world has grown
Yeah.
compared to
Game is global for
30
sure.
years ago. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that team wasn't good. I'm saying the level of competition that they were playing was horrible compared to today's level of competition.
So this year's team would have beat those teams back in the day by
Slaughtered
50
them.
or
Yes.
60.
Slaughtered them.
yes.
Wow.
And we're not saying this team
Annihilated
would have beat 92's USA team.
Oh,
We're
no,
saying
they
they would have beaten those teams internationally.
So the 92 Olympics, USA beat Croatia 117-85 in the gold medal game.
Croatia was a good team.
I don't think this team would have beat Croatia with that same margin.
No.
Would they
At
have
all.
beat?
I think it
No.
maybe 10 points. They had some legit NBA ballers on that squad.
Well, when
And that was a close game.
Tony
That was-
Kukoc was on that team, right?
That was
Kukoc was on
that
there.
was considered a close game
yeah.
for
30.
USA.
Right.
30.
That was considered a close game.
30 was considered close because they had been beating people by 60 and 70. 30, put your worry caps on. They're only up by 30. Come on, dog. I think with the United States best 12, they beat that Croatia team by 30.
Yeah, we're talking about the team they got now.
No. 15.
15. 20 maybe.
Maybe.
And didn't Drazen Petrovic play with them too?
Yeah, Drazen was on that team. So
Yeah.
they had-
Musty Loke.
Yeah.
Drazen would average 30 points a game in today's NBA. He
Oh,
was
shoot.
down threes
Bro.
before it was a 3-point
Drazen
game.
would kill.
Yeah.
So why is it so easy to say that these kids nowadays could easily play back then, but then say in the same breath, those people back then would kill in
certain
today's
certain
Sherman
players-
is saying
certain
that
players-
the competition, that competition that they play was just terrible. They wasn't terrible. It's just
I
that the
said-
U.S. team was just better.
I said the competition back then isn't as good as today, and that's
not.
a fact.
It's not. So it wasn't.
And that's a fact in any genre of sport.
So why is it that players back in the day can often be put in conversations in barbershops and around America that if Michael Jordan played in today's era, he would average 40, 50 points.
No,
why
he
is it
wouldn't.
that they could
some
still
people
play?
are just special. Like some people you can incorporate in both times. Like you can put LeBron, you can put Steph, you can put KD. Like it's certain special players that you can put in any era of basketball.
That's
everybody. You can't do that.
Would Magic Johnson be good in today's era?
Sure, he would. Even with the lack of athleticism that he had, he'd still be effective because he's smarter than everybody.
And he's 6'9" and can handle the ball. At the very.
What about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Absolutely, he'd average 50.
Magic couldn't really shoot the three though. So was Magic Ben Simmons? Because he couldn't really shoot the three. He wasn't as bad as Ben. He would take it, but
he was better.
That was the comparison I was going to use. A better version of Ben Simmons, and Ben Simmons is an all-star.
Yeah. All defensive player. And when he all NBA as well.
Larry Bird too. Larry Bird can play in today's era too.
He can get his shot off. If he can get it, absolutely.
Bird was special.
Kevin
He
McHale
can get his shot off. Yes. If they go to him. If they would go to,
and he's considered one of the best power forwards of all time,
most underrated by far. If they go to Kevin McHale, couldn't nobody stop Kevin McHale right now on the block? Right now, nobody. Who played low post defense like that?
But there's others like take a
right now
defense though.
No way,
nobody.
Yeah, and he'd kill.
Because there's a lot of players from back then that couldn't play now. Because
if you look at this is a lot. Give me a few.
Like Robert Parrish wouldn't be that guy.
Was he really that guy back then?
Yeah, we don't know.
Boy, stop it. Tell me somebody else then.
Give me some names. He was an all-star center in the East, though.
And he on the NBA top 50?
All-star center.
Because
should his name
now,
be taken off?
Should
his name be taken off the NBA top 50?
Who?
Robert Parrish.
Yes.
There's players like right now, like back then you had defensive specialists at centers who were just shot blockers, right? Mm-hmm. But those guys, like a Nerlens Noel, those guys became irrelevant in today's game if you couldn't stretch out the floor.
Name somebody else other than...
Give me a name.
No, you said you
just
hundreds.
Gave you one.
That's
in
one.
The
You
top
said
50.
hundreds though.
No, I said there's plenty.
Okay, well, give me an inty of the P you just gave me. Give me the inty of the Name another one.
Oh wow,
Dude,
that couldn't play.
Do nothing. Name another one.
Give me a name, bro.
You give me a name.
I gave you
Vin Baker.
Yeah, because Vin Baker was a stretch.
Okay,
he was one of the original.
I'm just throwing names,
but he was one of the original stretch.
Man, you look like Vin Baker.
So mean about it though.
Right. Hey,
why was he so mean about it?
What was that for? Why did he do that?
He's been waiting to say that.
He was waiting on that. Hey,
put Vin Baker
because to deserve that, bro. Because Bill
Vin Baker up there.
Because Bill is living in those. Bill is living in the 80s.
Before he went broke or after? Which one?
Oh my God.
Bill still look at the 80s.
He just looked like Ben.
Before he started making pink drinks.
Like
was it before he started making pink drinks?
Come on, man.
Big chai tea drinking one.
Ben Baker.
I mean,
Mario said they should get rid of the Euro step.
No, you gotta have a Euro.
That's a skill.
So flip it
that
then.
Is definitely a skill.
Name a player today that could not play back in the 80s.
Bruh, I'm asking you to name. You said you had hundreds. Name another one.
No,
other
you
than
keep saying hundreds.
Parrish.
I said there's players back then that couldn't play
plenty.
now. So flip it then. So name a player that's today that can't play back then.
Right now,
and we talking the 80s, right?
Yes. Danny Green,
a shooter. Would he be any different than
Joe Dumars? Would sew him up. Period.
Danny was 6'5", 6'6".
No, I thought he was taller. I thought he was like 6'7" because he came in as a small.
Probably get his shot over Joe D. Not saying he'd flat out kill him.
Yeah,
he could at least get a shot up.
Kyle Kuzma,
6'10" guy.
That's fair. I mean, I kind of like you really can't gauge that, so I just
right because
say, yeah.
he's just
I say yeah.
He's an average guy.
Yeah,
because I'm trying to think about
you want me to name a superstar, bruh. I'm done.
Vin. Young Vin.
If I look like him, he a handsome dude then.
Why is you talking about other men's meats all the time?
What meats? I ain't say nothing about no meat.
He's a whole meat.
What you talking about?
He's a whole meat. Huh? His whole body's a meat. You talking about him?
Pause.
We have the meat.
I don't know where we going.
Nah, it ain't wrong to say he handsome. It ain't wrong to say.
Oh my God!
I said if he looked like
That's
me.
Sherm, man. That's Sherm, man.
If he looked like me.
Oh my God, bro!
Well, that's good to have the confidence. Like I
but
said,
I don't know about.
I like the confidence.
But I'm a little perturbed on that other part of it. That. Anyway,
That's
we
horrible,
digress.
bro. That's horrible. That is sad.
James Harden definitely could. Mickey Jr. said James
couldn't what?
Couldn't
James
play?
Harden.
He couldn't what?
play?
He couldn't
in
what?
the 80s.
Couldn't play in
He
the
couldn't
80s.
play it. Why not?
He would average 116 points.
Why he couldn't?
I'm sorry. He would average 116.
Hey,
and this is
6'5".
They would
with a
call
handle.
travel and double dribble on him a lot, though. So you'd have to change up a little bit.
He'd have to switch his game up, but I don't think that'll stop
he
him from
still
scoring the
would make
basketball. though.
layup. He would score at least 60 points in layups.
Dog, that
On the
dude
way
got
to the bucket, he's fast on the way to the bucket.
Yes.
Yeah, but they hit you at the bucket.
But this my thing. Who
can shoot free throws.
Who with his ball handling ability? Who's gonna stop him from getting free throw line extended? Who's gonna stop him from doing that?
The Berry Daddy?
Is he?
No.
Sweet. Nice knowing you.
But back in the 80s, the defense was way more
You can
physical.
pack in.
You can pack
You
your
know,
paint.
You can pack the
They
paint.
wasn't fast, though.
But you put
Centers,
one of those
centers
stretch.
could just stay in the paint.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what you do is you put one of those stretch fours on the corner, and now
And
you
make
kicking
somebody
it to
play
him,
defense.
and that dude is now killing you.
Yeah.
Somebody like Kevin Love, if he was just parked in the corner,
Oh yeah, he'd absolutely
He would eat.
annihilate.
he would eat.
Would nobody be able to stop him.
There are players in today's league that could go back in the days,
tons of them.
and I would like to say a good percentage, like 82%.
There's a lot of them that could go and play in the 80s and early 90s. Ton of them.
It's just it's just hard to find them
But
guys.
I was always told that point guards couldn't shoot. They couldn't get off the dribble because of the hand checking back in the 80s and 90s. But then you turn around and watch somebody like Chris Jackson go off.
He going off against youngsters right now, playing half court.
Stevie
53
franchise.
years old.
At 53.
So he could kill it right now.
Yeah, hell,
Chris Jackson would have got an MVP in today's game.
He killing
Yes,
youngsters right now.
I think you guys are really disrespectful by calling him Chris Jackson #1.
I was saying
He
it.
gonna always be Chris to me.
I like the
Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. And
Exactly.
he'll take
Stop.
and he'll
Goose.
take
the third.
Goose, if
And
you
he'll
don't stop
take-
it,
That's never
Goose,
soon.
if you don't stop it,
Bruh.
dude, don't you out of line, bruh, you out of line. you out of line.
Mahmoud, bros. Mahmoud, bros.
No, way too soon.
Mahmoud, bros.
Nothing. Blink Daddy.
Blink 182.
Blink 182.
Blink 182.
Please play a Blink 182 song.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Yikes.
Y'all, we didn't go to new depths.
my
We didn't go
Let's
to
go
new
Bell
depths.
Sports Talk Radio. Your guy, Dre Bailey.
Yes. Hey, your man Goose Thomas.
Bill Block and Logan and
the
Sherm
story,
in the
and the
building.
stories were when UNLV played LSU. Greg and somebody else was like making fun of it. You know?
Until he gave him
And he
100.
So
torched
he
them.
torched.
As he should.
Daddied.
As he should.
Yeah.
That's when he was Chris.
Respect my
Yeah,
eyesight.
that's when he was Chris.
Yeah. Anderson Hunt.
Put some respect
Greg
on
and
my
Anderson Hunt
cataract.
was like clowning him, and he
Put some-
clowned them.
Put some respect on my cataract.
Yeah.
Daddy.
I think that should be considered a PED.
Tourette's.
What? What considered to be?
The Tourette's.
All right, Chris Jackson had 35 in that game. They won by 2.
Yeah.
Anderson Hunt had 31. Larry Johnson had 27. That was a high scoring
That was a
game.
high scoring game.
107-105.
Yeah.
They always had NBA scoring
Yes.
games.
Yeah.
How much did Greg Anthony have? Because that's the person who was guarding Chris Jackson.
I'm pretty sure they had Hunt on Chris Jackson. There's no way they would have had.
Yeah.
So they
Greg
both wasn't stopping each other.
No,
No.
not at all.
No.
Interesting. I mean, Greg was the best defender out of the guards. I don't see it.
They both
switched
played
to his own
PG, didn't they?
defense.
Well, Anderson mainly played off the ball.
Yeah, he
Greg, Greg got the ball.
No, I'm talking
handling
about
duties.
Chris Jackson and Greg Anthony both played PG, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Greg Anthony was the best defender on the team. Well,
Greg was on him.
Greg
was on him.
Yeah. In the you mean the backcourt?
Yes.
Okay.
Greg was primarily on him.
Chris Jackson had 26 at halftime.
Yikes.
Oh my goodness.
And ended with 35.
But
Second half, they was running double teams.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Tart.
running double
That's
teams.
right.
Yeah, they switched to the 2-3 zone in the second half.
He was able to run a little trap off of that. They were definitely fleet of foot defensively, so they could run the traps off of that 3-2. Yeah.
I remember they played Jordan.
That was a
Tippett.
stacked team against a not stacked team.
Yeah.
That
Absolutely.
was Chris Jackson before Shaq, and
Yes.
I'm not sure if Stanley Roberts was there.
I was going to
yet.
ask was Stanley Roberts
that was
there though,
before Shaq.
but Stanley Roberts was
Stanley
a beast.
might have been there.
That was the year before Shaq, right?
Yeah, this is 90.
Shaq got
yeah.
there. Shaq, because he got drafted in 91.
Stanley Roberts was
he got
there
what,
before.
89?
Yeah, he
Shaq
was
got
there
there
before
89,
Shaq.
right?
Yeah, Stanley Roberts was there.
Yep. So Shaq got there like 89.
Still, I mean, Stanley Roberts would have been eating. Who was the center
Shaq
at that time?
might
Was
have
it
been
David
there.
Butler?
David
Shaq
Butler.
might have been there.
I think Shaq was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Shaq got
Shaq was
drafted
there.
in 90.
Shaq got drafted in 91.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah,
a big
Shaq
team
was
against
there,
us because
bro.
David Butler was our center at
Shaq
that
was
time.
there, yeah. Yep.
Larry Johnson went off against those two Twin Towers.
Larry could score, though, bro.
Like, trust me,
Like, when you want to talk about somebody that stretched the floor before it was called stretching the floor, Larry Johnson did that.
and then can put it on the
Yeah.
floor too. At
And
six,
you were
6'5"?
and you were more scared of that
6'6"?
than you were him shooting the basketball
Yep.
from the top of the key
Yep.
because he could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was Larry Johnson? 6'5",
6'4", 6'4". I think he might have
6'4".
been listed at 6'6", but might have been a legit 6'4". Kind of like Charles Barkley. How they got Chuck listed at 6'6", but
Right.
yeah, man,
USA, man. You know,
they get it done, man. They got it done.
it's real interesting. I'm trying to find the
Okay,
comments.
Quan.
I'm trying to find the comments that, and if one of you guys can help me find the comments that Carl Lewis said about the 4x100, man. And I completely agree.
He was right.
Yeah, he was right.
I'm gonna agree. If we could find those comments so we can say it to the people.
Yeah, he pretty much
I
said.
completely agreed, and I was willing to. I was saying, you know what? I'm gonna talk about it, and if they don't agree with it, I'm definitely gonna fight back today.
It's how can you dispute it, really? Like that baton pass, well, I think that was first, was that, no, it was second to third.
Second, yeah.
That was bad, bro. Like anything you think could go wrong on a handoff did in that instance. Like I've watched, shout out to my boy Clepo, man. He got kids 10, 11, 12 years old that make better baton passes than we saw from our 4x1.
Carl Lewis said the passing system is wrong. Athletes running wrong legs.
Right.
And it was clear that there was no leadership. It was a total embarrassment.
That's the part.
And completely unacceptable for a USA team to look worse than an AAU kids team.
So here's the breakdown.
I say
of the,
yikes,
of the
but
track
I agree.
team.
I agree.
So USA Track has always
Especially
had.
coming from him. I was like, you earned the right to say that because his 4x1.
Sure he did. Sure he did.
His 4x1, 100 relay teams couldn't be stopped.
So
And they had
The
great
hun-
exchanges.
the 4x1 team always brings 6 sprinters. You bring 2 alternates in case of a hamstring pull or some
Always.
type of injury, right?
Every time.
Well, this year was the first year that they brought 8. And the problem with 8 is they would mix and match the sprinters and which leg they ran. So Trayvon Bromell is our fastest sprinter, right? Now, he didn't show it in the open 100, but he ran a 9.77 this year. They had him leading off.
Bruh.
He's supposed to be there.
He's supposed to be the anchor at the very least the second leg. He was leading off. He wasn't even comfortable leading off passing the baton because he's used to running the anchor.
Okay. I'm glad you said that, and that just tells you right then and there. I was going to get him, though. Sherm is a track guy. Okay? I'm a track guy. If you hadn't said that second leg, because me as a coach, I wouldn't mind have putting him as second leg either to build momentum for your anchor to just run your race, bro. So 1 or 2, but unacceptable.
But if you look at that race, if you look at that last leg, I forget his name, that was the anchor on the USA team. He actually was in second place, and he got walked down, and when he got walked down to where they finished at.
He was in the semi,
top
right?
3. Yeah.
That was in the semi, right?
But when he got the baton, he was in second place.
He was in the wrong spot.
Exactly.
They should have flipped it.
Exactly.
Right. They should have had him at 1.
That's right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Come on, bro. We do
Exactly.
we do this.
Exactly.
Mike Rogers, if I'm not mistaken, it was Mike Rogers.
Yeah.
So the thing about
my thing is, if that was Bromell, he wouldn't have lost that second place lead.
But what they said is even in warm-ups, there was arguing on, well, yeah, I know you ran a 9.77, but you ain't even qualify for the semis in the open 100. No, but you ain't this, but you ain't that, and so they were just trying stuff.
That's where they
But
lost.
guess what, bro? You can't try stuff once you get to that Olympic stage.
You in Japan, dog. Ain't the time for trying is over.
And so one of the coaches from Japan spoke, and they were saying, we keep our same 4 sprinters, and we practice all year. Japan don't have one fast open 100-meter sprinter, but they, as a team collective, they're a top 5 country, whereas USA can't win nothing.
It wasn't one of the runners saying that they didn't even know until right before, like who was running and who was where, anything like that. So
they ran up
that's
each
more
other's
on
back.
the coaches, right, than the actual runners.
It's on the coach. But
you
got
practice for that.
But you got coaches. But remember, all these sprinters are their own independents. You know what I mean? They're their own star themselves. So they come here, but that one coach isn't their actual coach. So it's kind of like putting them together, and this person manages.
And that really can't happen.
Can you bring that race up?
Because as a coach, you have to be able to decipher who's running each leg.
Yeah.
Regardless of, I know Bromell is going to be the anchor, period. Now we're going to see these other 3 legs
and it's
exactly what is going to go.
Yeah.
Sherman tell you this.
It was bad.
Goose will tell you this too. Sometime in track and field.
I ran track too, brother.
Well, I'm just saying.
And your brother.
Whenever.
And my brother.
I'm not disputing that
problem.
Well, when you say, Sherm know this. Come on, man.
I'm just the thrower, bro. Y'all lead the running to y'all.
I don't mean to be a sensitive thug.
I ran a couple of thrower relays, bro. That's about it. It's about as far as my.
We all are track guys.
We're track and field. That's as far as my left hand turn experience goes, bro.
You got
the throw relay?
We got enough. Look, we got enough experience at this table, honestly, where we did all of the sprints and the field events. I did high jump. You did long jump
and triple.
Bingo.
Third and state and triple jump.
You did what?
Shot put discus.
Shot put discus.
High jump and relays.
400, 200, 100, 800.
We can go out there like we can go out there like Vegas did that one year and win state with 6.
Wait,
state with 6, bro.
We had 6 as well. We took second.
Shout out, Coach Tyrone Armstrong.
Oh man. Look,
My
Armstrong,
guy.
Armstrong was nice.
All right,
Look,
so
we both had 6 there, and that hurts.
They won.
Look,
they beat us by 2 points in state.
2.
But we did win a 4x1, 4x2.
That's all that matters because you was in them joints.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. I care if we lost as a team.
Look,
we lost
man,
by 2 points.
my point I'm trying to make is it's pride too. You have to sometime set your pride aside. There were times where my track coach would come, and I can't wait to run the 400 because I know that ain't nobody gonna beat me. And coach would say, well, we don't need your points in the 400 today. He'd take me out of my event. We need your points in the high jump. All right. I'm watching my race.
Right. That would be the worst, right?
Yeah.
But sometime you have to do what's best for the team. So the lineup needed to be switched. All of the arguing and the bickering, that needed to stop. It needed to be a coach in there to say, this is what's going to happen, period. So Carl Lewis, maybe next time you may want to offer your services to help the 4x100 team, help coach that team.
But like Sherm said, when you got those independents,
because him and Leroy Burrell are both coaches.
Yeah.
And they don't want them near there.
Yeah.
It's a different mindset now. Now you take like the Jamaican sprinters.
Because they still young boys?
It could be. But the Jamaican sprinters aren't like that. Because most of those guys train together. So Usain Bolt, Asafa Powell, and Johan Blake all got the same track coach.
So they don't want Carl Lewis around the young boys?
Or the young boys don't want Carl Lewis around them.
Ooh.
And speaking of Johan Blake, it's about that time, dog.
Think so?
It is.
Father Time done jumped on his back, G.
Yeah.
It's about
The
that
second
time,
fastest
bros.
sprinter of all time.
Yeah.
It's about that time, G.
I mean, and it comes
like he was running with concrete boots on.
Look, it comes
for real.
It comes to that. Look, we got people on the page basically saying that Flojo was on PEDs. And it was being covered up, and that's the reason that she was cremated.
Oh my God,
bruh,
Team Bill,
bruh,
Team Bill. Go ahead.
You can't make this up.
Let Bill have the floor because that's Team Bill.
Team Bill. My thing is this: look,
people
she never tested positive for any PEDs. She ran in the same Olympics that Ben Johnson ran in, got the same testing, but all of a sudden now we got all these forensic guys on the page.
Quincy's.
Trapper John. Yeah.
What is
saying that, she was on PEDs, people were saying it, whispering behind. They can whisper all they want to, but if she never tested positive, how you gonna say she?
So what you gonna dig her up and what?
Oh, that's the reason. And that was another one.
That's the reason why they cremated her.
The reason why Al Joyner cremated her was so they wouldn't dig her up. Like, this is some big conspiracy that needs to happen.
Bruh.
So is that why everybody else get cremated too?
Man.
Come on, man. That hurt
Stop,
my
man.
I know that's Team Bill, but that hurt my heart seeing that. Like,
that's ridiculous.
I can't.
As of right now, that is the best women's sprinter of all time.
It's not even a debate.
Bar
And it's
none.
not even a debate.
Bar none.
And she wasn't on PEDs. If you don't have any proof of it, she never tested positive.
We are going to these people's grave and digging them up and putting new charges on them. I can't believe it.
Al Joyner had the wherewithal to say, you know what? I better cremate her.
Bruh.
So they won't dig her up. So they
wife-
won't exhume her
Exactly.
and find PEDs in her.
My
years
wife,
later.
who died in her sleep.
Yeah.
50 years later. Come on, bruh.
I better do it for this reason. Yeah, you exactly right.
Come
Bill.
on, man. Come on, man.
I hate it.
See, she didn't even have baby hairs. Them things, boy. You got to brush them.
She had
things.
edges.
Let
She
her
had edges.
flow. Let
Her
the
edges
queen
flow.
live.
Yeah.
Come through, Flo.
Well, she wasn't as fast in the '84 Olympics. Well, that was 4 years later.
Earlier, yeah.
Well, she got more muscles now. Well, I would think in 4 years.
Better more training.
Better training.
Might put on some muscle. You never know.
You think
or
so?
You could just be
I've-
Kevin Durant and not grow any.
Yeah, and I've seen
And she
people
was-
drop whole other bodies off their body.
And if I'm not mistaken, she was on the 4x1 meter relay, the women's in '84 that won gold.
But Evelyn Ashford
Evelyn Ashford.
was just she was a pocket rocket in '84. She was just
Stud,
hard to
bro.
beat at that time.
She was a stud, bro.
So she wasn't as great as she was in the '88 Olympics, but that's 4 years.
Yeah.
That's a 4-year span where she had time to get better.
Train harder.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
But
just,
like I said,
that's logic thinking though, Bill.
yeah,
don't worry
and
about
like
that.
I said, she never tested positive. She was in the same Olympics that Ben Johnson tested positive on. Everybody got the same testing. She tested, and then they didn't have all the masking agents. If she was,
Well, speaking of testing, switching segue to NFL training camp.
Yes.
There's a lot of COVID testing and people talking about COVID going into this NFL training camp and upcoming season, man. What are you guys' thoughts?
I mean, it looks okay for the most part right now. It doesn't look like it's affecting people crazy. I know Lamar Jackson just came back and practiced today.
Kirk Cousins said he was going to build a
Vikings.
box around his practice facility area where he sits.
Yeah, because well, he been out like a week now, right? Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, because their quarterback room all caught it.
Yeah.
So they had to start picking up.
What, in Minnesota?
Yeah, Minnesota. Okay. So they had to start picking up quarterbacks from off their couch. Not Kaepernick, but they picked up a bunch of other quarterbacks off the couch to come in and.
Well, you know they wasn't gonna call Kaepernick.
They ain't calling Kaepernick. I know. You know, CK ain't get that call, bro.
I think they called him. He changed his number, so they couldn't get.
No, I would have too. Switched it right on up.
But we right back to watching football. Like they just didn't really disrespect us right to our face.
Hey,
but let's go. We can keep going.
I will say this: Mike Patton, our own Mike Patton,
shout out Mike Patton, man,
is breaking some news now as well, where he's saying that there is a very good chance.
Here we go.
That Deshaun Watson is going to be put on the NFL exempt list.
I said this
which
a week ago.
Essentially means if it goes through, because that means that they have enough evidence to go to court about it, that he will not be suiting up this season.
That's why
why
Houston
would they
trying to
suit
trade him?
And you can't trade him.
That's why they were trying to before that.
Why would they trade him or do any of that when this legal matter is not done?
Yeah. But
so you can't play him. If you try to be defiant and play him, you're gonna get all kind of backlash from fans all across every city you go to. And is it worth it? I don't think so. So
I think
just
that's foul, man.
Put him on the exempt list.
Foul. That's so foul.
This is the year he's supposed to start collecting on that big contract too.
Mm-hmm.
And he's never gonna get it.
See, if they were smart, they would have sold him for, not pennies on the dollar, but 25 cents on the dollar.
Somebody would have took him in that money.
Yeah, because they ain't getting nothing. Including the 49ers, because we were first in line. A lot of teams were.
I was actually
y'all
hoping
think y'all first in line for everything.
I was actually hoping
I'm surprised they haven't put him on the exempt list already.
Hey, well, that's what Mike Patton. He does the AFC South tour. Yeah. That's the news that he is the rumors that are spreading from him. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Mike Patton.
Yeah.
That's gonna be something, right?
Yeah. I mean,
they have to though. I mean, the legal matter isn't done.
Mm.
All from going to get a foot massage.
And and you know how sensitive these fans are. Anytime he go to a city, it's going to be all kind of protesting out there, rapists, this, that, and the third.
You know what? I got a
They ain't mad at
question,
Robert Kraft though for going to the same places.
I got a question.
Let's do it.
Why? And I really want to get everyone's thoughts on this. Everybody that's chiming in on the Facebook Live, man, we appreciate y'all. I want to get everybody's opinion on this. So, our thing here as of late, well, not as of late, for years, has been, transsexuals making their way into female sports, right? We're talking about males transforming into females, making their way into female sports. And the feminists, these groups that represent the power of the female, haven't said a word in regards to any of this. At least I haven't seen it. Bill, have you? Have you seen any of the you read any articles? Nobody? I haven't either. And I try to keep my ear to the street with all of that.
And you've heard from one trans guy,
yes,
who has spoken against that.
That spoke against it.
Now he's trans,
and he was voted he was voted most beautiful woman in the world in the United States.
He what?
Didn't he get voted most beautiful woman?
Was he on your team? Was he Team Goose?
He was. I know he was voted Woman of the Year.
Woman of the Year. There you go. There you go. Woman of the Year.
Yeah. I was like, beautiful?
Right. I'm thinking the same thing. Woman of the Year.
He was Woman of the Year.
I couldn't quite get it out. I'm sorry. Yeah. Woman of the Year.
Yeah.
So
how can you be? Go ahead.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't cloud your brain like that. So why haven't those groups spoken up against that, but we seem to now I get it, but we always seem to find them when it comes to situations like the Deshaun Watson situation that we're facing right now,
or the baby,
or the baby,
the little rapper,
yeah, the homie. Why? But it's clear cut that natural born women are at a disadvantage, but you don't say anything.
You're looking at the same people that when Trump had all these allegations of these women came out on him, it's over 20 women. And you still have women supporting him for president and still do.
Oh, yeah.
But same thing with Bill Cosby when all those women, he's guilty.
Yeah, automatic. They jump right on it.
So, man, you dealing with some, I don't know.
Delusional? Is delusional? Would delusional be the word in this case?
I don't say they're delusional, but what I'll say is they're weird. I'm gonna use your word. Weird.
Delusion.
The elephant in the room, and Dre usually says that if there's an elephant, he's getting that elephant out of his room. But the elephant in the room, or the common denominator of all these, because you just mentioned Trump and Bill Cosby, we're talking about whether it's Deshaun Watson or the baby.
Yeah.
The ones that they go after, if you notice it, those people are more melanin rich.
Sure.
And Deshaun Watson is already guilty in the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
With all these women that came out of.
They don't really go after the more melanin challenge folks.
And that goes back to what I was trying to allude to in the beginning, but I wanted y'all to say it, is that whatever narrative is feeded, the majority of people are going to follow that narrative instead of having a mind of your own, bro. We just going to believe whatever they said about Bill.
Hey, the Sports Illustrated swimsuit model on the cover is transgender.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Miss Nevada was transgender.
Yeah. Miss Nevada?
Yeah.
Where's she from?
Nevada.
Donna?
No, she ain't. Out. I know that ain't. I know that ain't. I know that didn't happen.
The North.
No, I think Lake Mead and
It look like she from the West. While you over here
Lake
banging.
Bonanza Village?
Hey,
Sound like some Bonanza Village.
Hey, man. Donnie.
She from the village. She from Bonanza Village. That's where she from.
Yeah, that sound like over there by the big.
I got you first. Gotcha.
That sound like over there by the Binion house. Sound like she over there by the Binion house.
You guys want to interview her on the show? We can get her in.
No.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, y'all want to?
What about you? You want to?
Can you get her in?
Yeah.
Let's do it. I got questions.
I don't have no questions. I'm like this the whole show.
Not
Tell
me.
you.
I'm for the be myself and this shit.
I'm gonna be the stenographer. I'm gonna just be over here.
Yeah. Right.
Court reporter. The court reporter.
So I'm the only one that's just gonna be myself.
Yeah.
No, I got questions.
You can ask all the questions you want.
I got questions. The first one is why.
Why what?
Just why?
Just open-ended.
Open-ended.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be a 15-minute conversation. That's a good question.
Mickey Jr. said, breaking news, man. CJ McCollum is the new president of the Players Union.
CJ McCollum.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's very
No
interesting.
more Chris Paul then, right?
Considering his dilemma right now. Because he's been in a lot of trade talk. Like tons of it.
Yeah, I mean, so was Chris Paul. All the time. So, I mean, I think, I like CJ McCollum.
I like.
He's from Lehigh. He's really smart guy.
Lehigh legend.
Really smart guy. Yeah. And it's some young blood, new blood in there, and I think he'll do a good job. Yeah. I think he'll do a good job.
I don't
But, trade talk, ooh.
He's in a lot of it, bro.
Well, Aaron Rodgers is, they still talking about Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know why. He's in camp.
You see that 50-yard pass he threw?
Let it ride out, bro.
Dude hit a target in the net from 50 yards out.
Nobody really has questioned his ability on the field. The question that I've always had:
the Kevin Durant of the NFL.
The Kevin Durant of the NFL.
He's the Kevin Durant of the NFL.
No, I was
interesting. Interesting.
That was a lead to you.
Oh.
I wasn't saying that.
Yeah, like I said, here's been my thing.
Interesting.
You made all that commotion about how bad the team has treated you. How bad the team has treated you, right? But you show up anyway. So did they really treat you that bad?
Well, what were your options, though?
What were your options?
Sit out. I'm not playing for you. I'm not playing for you anymore. And that's what all the NFL pundits, you talk to all of them, all the talk show hosts, all of them. He will never play for Green Bay again. He ended up in camp.
Well, he addressed it. He said, look, they weren't going to trade me. I didn't want to be a lame duck either. But really, all I wanted was a little bit of respect. Because the reality is...
Did he gain it?
That will remain to be seen. But what he just wanted was he's and this is what he said. He said, "Look, over my career here,"
and I get all that. I get all that. He's been the face of the franchise. If he goes in and say, I think we should go ahead and go after this guy. Go after this guy. Okay. My thing is keep that in house. You let all this trash go to the media
years later, though.
Since February.
No, but I'm saying, but he's talking about stuff that's been happening for years.
Well, when he started his soliloquy out though in the press conference, when I watched the presser, he was saying this particular incident started in February.
Correct.
After the Super Bowl. This is when this particular incident started. When this particular incident took its toll.
Yes.
And started.
We didn't hear any of this prior.
But even within that presser, though, he started talking about this thing has been going on for years. February is when it just boiled over. You know what? I've had enough. And
why would it boil over in February?
Because it was at that point, everything that I've asked you or things I've asked you to take consideration of just still gets ignored. So I'm tired. I'm
okay. Well, if that's true, okay. But who's to say those were guaranteed things that he wanted to happen that was going to make the team go to the Super Bowl? Because you've had 2 chances the last 2 years.
You never know.
You've had chances 2 times in the past 2 years, and you didn't go.
I think for him, it's. Okay, you look.
So is this Randall Cobb? Now all of a sudden it's Randall Cobb.
But it ain't just it ain't just solely Randall Cobb, because he talked about Charles Woodson and Jordy Nelson.
Them
and
dudes
Brian
were
Bulaga.
old, man. It was time for them to go.
Jordy was still young. Jordy retired after his 8th year
tore his knee up.
But he retired after his 8th year in the league. He wasn't old.
But he tore his knee up, and he wasn't the Jordy. He wasn't the Jordy before the knee injury. That's why they traded him to Oakland.
All he was saying is, you look at somebody like Tom Brady. Tom Brady says, "Look, I want someone like Antonio Brown. I want Gronk over here. I want this dude." And the organization listens.
So he want to be like Tom Brady.
And Tom Brady said the same thing. He was like, when I was in New England, they didn't listen to me. I kind of wanted out. He went to Tampa, felt a little more freedom. That's all that Aaron Rodgers is saying, is that, listen, I work out with a bunch of different dudes throughout the offseason.
But in Tom Brady's case, he never brought all that stuff to the media.
Oh, in New England?
Yeah, in New England. And he won 6 rings, and he won 6 rings.
He kind of talked about it afterwards.
Well, he can talk about it afterwards, but he still won 6 rings, more than any other quarterback with that system. Which you just shutting up and going out there throwing the ball.
Shut up
and throw.
And throw.
With you just shutting up and throwing the ball.
There it is.
Shut up and throw.
With you just playing quarterback, which you're the face of the franchise. We'll listen to you, but we're going to bring in and we're going to do it. So my thing is, that's the only thing that I'm saying about Aaron Rodgers. He brought all this stuff out to the media as if the team treated him so bad. He's always been the highest paid player on the team. They've given him money twice. They offered him more money again, which he turned down. I just think all that stuff he brought to the media was just unnecessary.
He was asked, though. He got asked, and they had to have known that he was going to say something when he got up there. I'm talking about the team.
And he was prepared.
He was very prepared.
Well, I'm talking about before he got up there. Before he came back to camp and had those 2 pressers.
Okay.
All this stuff got out to the media.
I think
so he
at
was
the
telling
end-
somebody, and people were just relaying it to the media out there.
Gotcha.
I think in the end, because the GM used to be a scout.
Yeah.
So Aaron Rodgers has watched this little dude now grow up to be my boss, and now all of a sudden you sonning me.
But that's not what happened.
But that's
exactly
not
what
what
happened.
happened. No.
No.
That is you guys' interpretation of it. No, I'm the GM now.
But he is.
I'm gonna listen to you. But at the end of the day,
But that
that's
didn't
my
happen. That
gig.
didn't happen, though, Bill. That's what we're
That's my
saying.
gig.
But it didn't happen. He didn't even listen to him.
Sure he did.
No, he didn't. He wasn't in the room. He was never in the room when he was making those decisions.
He said they've had plenty of conversations.
But when they were making the decisions, Aaron Rodgers wasn't in the room. That's what he was saying.
It was almost like, hey, Goose, I work out with this dude. I think he's pretty nice. You should draft. Okay, all right, now go on, book.
That ain't what he said. Did he say that? And did he do it like that?
That is not what he did.
Like the little brother.
Go and get.
No.
Scat.
Yeah. I believe they had way more respect for Aaron Rodgers just to do him like that.
Not according to him. He said he wasn't in the room.
No, he just didn't go with what he wanted.
No, I don't think it was
My
that.
thing-
I don't think they even
they
listened
didn't
to
say,
his
"Go and get
suggestions.
Aaron."
They didn't even listen to his suggestions, though. This is what he said out his mouth.
We've all been in
To keep
positions
Jordy
where
Nelson and all them old cats.
No. He wasn't. I don't even think he wasn't.
Yes.
No.
Yes, because that's what he mentioned. He
No,
said
he mentioned how
these
they were
players
treated.
done wrong.
He mentioned how they were
These players
treated.
was treated wrong.
Yeah.
By being released. They're old. They gotta go.
Billy ain't gonna come up off this show.
It's so late.
Come up off of this, man.
Now scoot now. Get now. Scoot now.
Scoot now.
Now,
Scoot now.
don't get.
La, la, that's
Close
funny.
my door. You're letting my good air out.
Let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio, man. Your guy Dre
Hey,
Bailey,
your man. Goose time to scat. Don't get it.
Bill Blockham Logan, and Sherm in the building, man. This is what we do. We give you guys the best of Sports Talk Radio, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Follow Let the
Man,
Ball
we
Bounce on
appreciate
all
y'all,
of our
bro.
social media outlets, man. And guess what, man?
Yes, sir.
If you scared, you better go to church.
You better go and get. Go and get now. Scoot now. Scat now.